Yeah, it's not time for us to look at what the papers are reporting. Let's start off with the Nation newspaper. Mbah joining APC not out of fear, but for prosperity. Carnival-like reception for Enugu governor, elected, appointed officials into ruling party. The first daily, Mbah dumps PDP, joins APC, declared Enugu APC leader by Shetima. VP hails defection as boost for Enugu development. The Guardian newspaper also tells the same line. APC consolidates power as Mbah ends PDP's 26-year reign in Enugu. This Nigeria, PDP bleeds seriously as Mbah finally joins APC. Enugu governor laments marginalization. Diri, Kefa's next. With 74 seats, ruling party secures 2/3 majority in Senate. Platform Times. Now, PDP legal war. Damagum Ajibade battle for control in Abuja court. Dispute over who can appoint party council throws proceedings into confusion. Judge forced to stand down proceedings as leadership failed stalls convention suits. Interesting. Now, Leadership newspaper. IMF, Nigeria, others must ensure good governance to reduce borrowing costs. Nigerian News Direct, federal government to clear legacy 4 trillion naira power sector debt through bond issuance. And the Punch newspaper, marketers blame depots as petrol nears 1,000 naira per litre. Moving on to the next paper, Blueprint newspaper, Shell invest $2 billion in Nigeria's OML 144 offshore gas development. FDI hits $8 billion. Tinubu says it's renewed investor confidence. And then looking at the next paper after the Blueprint newspaper is the Daily Times. Senate probes alleged Christian genocide, sets up ad hoc committee. Next is Daily Independent. Structural flaws, policy disarray seen undermining food security. And last but not the least, bang, bang, bang. Osimhen hat-trick shoots Nigeria into playoffs, scores 29th goal for Nigeria Super Eagles. Tourney holds in Morocco November the 13th till the 16th. Let's get on to brass tacks. I'll be doing this with my colleagues, Etoma, Ria, and the maths-loving Olamide Odekule. All right then, so looking at Mbah, he actually greeted, the newspapers as well as TV screens. Everyone talked about it, of Enugu as a whole collapsing their what do we call it? Their structure into the APC. And then the vice president saying that Peter Mbah is now the leader of APC in Enugu State. That's a big win for the APC, some would say, but others would say, now what happens to, why we move into one party state? Wow. The one-party state stuff is what I thought I would be able to avoid systematically in doing this, but it's obviously almost impossible. Yesterday I told you it was going to be a carnival in Enugu. And indeed it was. It was a carnival. I also said that there will be a public holiday whether you like it or not, because with the kind of carnival that will be going on everywhere in that state, do remember that people will travel from the hinterlands to Enugu town for this ceremony. So you can imagine the fanfare, the whole thing that would have happened, like 78 different traditional dances, playing, musicians blasting their things and all that. But that's the celebratory side. The politics side is that another one just joined the APC. And in the Senate, APC has achieved 2/3 majority. I don't really know about the House of Representatives, but all organs of government are moving towards APC. That gives APC too much power, a lot of power. It's getting to a point where if APC sneezes, Nigeria will go to the ICU. The way you always say. However, we have a responsible leadership that I believe has been in power, has tested power, has worked with power,
and knows how to control it. That's
right.
That's the good side of it.
Yeah, Ria, if you look at this, Nigeria is now saying that on the flip side, it's saying PDP bleeds seriously as Mbah finally joins APC. Enugu government laments marginalization. Diri, that's governor of Bayelsa State, Kefas, governor of Taraba State, are likely to be next. And then with 74 seats, the ruling party secures 2/3 majority in the Senate, as Toma has said. The problem there is, what exactly are we going to be seeing in the coming days?
Ibrahim, I worry for the fact that I just hope that we do not now just tilt to that one-party system, because to be honest, that's what it's looking like. You remember our guest the other day said there's still going to be more defections. More people are still going to leave the PDP. And for the PDP to now make their house right is going to be a little bit difficult for them. You know, we're already looking at, they're saying they want to move elections to 2026. Imagine we're actually moving elections to 2026. Where does PDP stand? Because their home is still very shaky. That's
actually a proposal.
Exactly, a proposal. Imagine if it goes through, where do they start from? In as much as they want to make it feel like, oh, we still have our acts right, 26 years of political dominance in Enugu by the PDP just gone like that, and now we see APC doing it. I'm talking about Peter Mbah. I feel like he's a man that is really loved by the people. So I followed everything that happened yesterday, you know, from his move to PDP to the APC, and there are some things that he said that I'll just highlight. You know, he made a statement that he did not move out of fear, contrary to what people were thinking. He also said that he joined the APC because he believes that it is where things are moving forward. Remember our guest the other day said PDP governors do not perform. He said, not me saying. He also said that he thinks being part of the ruling party will help him attract more projects and opportunities for his people. And I'm happy that he made the statement, because we've been having conversations that is it for your stomach or is for your people? So we see that he's saying that he's doing this for the people. But my only fear in this is that I do not want us, because it's a democracy at the end of the day. We need viable opposition. We need opposition, you know, to match them up. We cannot just leave it, it's only APC.
Yeah, Olamide, but then rightly so, if you look at Governor Mbah, based on what she read out, you know, rightfully so, it looks like it made sense, because when the president came in and he removed fuel subsidy, people were like, hey, why did you do this? And these are states. Imagine getting 20 billion naira as what's it called, federal allocation. Now you're getting more than double of what you get. So let's say times 3, you're getting 60 billion naira. Then you see that no, there is light here. In fact, I don't have to get to the end of the tunnel before I see the light. Everywhere is lit up.
Absolutely. I think Enugu is a heavy weight in the southeast, and if you ask me, this is not just a party switch; it's a complete political realignment. You know, in the southeast, the Vice President Kashim Shettima, he framed this and he said that this is a returning of the southeast into mainstream politics. So he's acknowledging that Enugu is a heavyweight. Peter Mbah is a heavyweight. But I think this culture that we're constantly seeing of defection, whether we like it or not, Ria, you know, you rightly said we do need a viable opposition, but it does weaken public trust. And I mentioned this yesterday. I mentioned that a lot of times when we look at the concept of a political party, I said this yesterday, it used to be about ideology, you know, and now it's shifting to what do I believe, to more of a where can I politically survive and thrive. And I don't know if that should be the basis for the culture of defection. Although Peter Mbah did come out and he did say, I didn't feel heard within the PDP. And that is a very valid reason for moving. That is a very, very valid reason for moving. And so I think that in the coming times of 2027 or 2026,
2026
we are going to see this play out, but this is serious political realignment for the southeast, and it's a very, very big move. But I think our politicians should be over 2 decades, right? Our politicians should be asking, what do I believe, not where can I politically strive? And we should always choose we should not choose political survival over regional or party solidarity. We should always choose what is best for our people and for the state.
When we talk about ideology, you know, ideologues, maybe we'll be looking at the Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, you know, John Jacques Rousseau kind of like definition. But then this is Nigerian politics, and all politics is local, as they say. So I wanted to respond, you know, vis-a-vis that of Platform Times, that is saying PDP legal war, Damagum Ajibade battle for control in Abuja court, dispute over who can appoint party council throws proceedings into confusion, judge falls to stand down proceedings as leadership field stalls convention suit. That is on the one side. On the other side, Seyi Makinde, governor of Oyo State, is saying that no shaking, the convention is going to hold. They are going to ensure that.
What will he say before?
And if it didn't happen, whatever it is that they want to do, like, if it didn't happen, then they should blame him. And but the judge, I saw him yesterday saying that no shaking, no cause for alarm. They are going to tell the people, go into the street and tell the people APC is not doing right, even though they are losing governors. We don't care. We are still very strong. Blah 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 blah. And inside the party, there are crises.
When you are falling, you never see
crisis.
When Osimhen hit the first goal, that was 3 minutes into into the game. There was confusion on the other side. Now, when Peter Mbah announced his defection, because let me tell you, within the political circle, they knew about this like a month ago.
Yes, of course, of course.
They knew about it like a month ago. They confirmed it like 3 weeks ago.
And they know what's going to happen
next.
They know the next.
Tension was in PDP. You know, Enugu is strategic in the sense that Enugu has always been the regional headquarters of the Southeast.
That's right.
Right from colonial times. That's why it is important right now. But population, figures and all that, I don't think so. I don't think so too much concerning Enugu. So when you hear that the chairman and one other person are having problems in court, this is happening here, that is, it's the tension, is the fallout of what is happening.
All right, let us...
Let me quickly round off. I would advise PDP, you know, go through the 2027 elections and then drop that name and rename a party.
They would never agree. This is your advice. They would never agree to it.
Well, don't let me interpret it.
Ibrahim, quickly, I'll say something. Even though they are falling, they are not saying that they are falling. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of disputes that is happening between them. And if you cannot make your house right, how do you want to now lead Nigeria if you're already fighting within yourself?
When people fall, they know they are falling. But
I don't think they know. They are not admitting. With the comments they are making, they are not admitting.
There's something called denial when you have a serious hit. You first of all, you go into denial. I think PDP is going through denial right now.
Serious one. Very
we also know that politicians are very optimistic.
And I think PDP has their eyes on the wrong enemy. They're not each other's foes.
They should take care of their own self.
Enemies from within.
They should take care of their own self.
All right, then the Punch newspaper says marketers blame depots as petrol nears 1,000 naira per litre. Fresh hike worsens inflation fears. Commuters face higher transport fares. Dangote targets 600 million litres supply to stabilize market and calls mount for government intervention. Experts query the regulation claims. So we are being battered, beaten, by the rise of LPG, the price, which is 2,000 naira. Some people sold it for 3,500. Now people are taking advantage of what Pengerson did, back in the day. Now we are now talking about 1,000 naira per litre when we were already coming down to 840 or thereabouts. Exactly who is jinxing us in this country?
It's Pengerson. I hope the chairman. Yes, I hope the national chairman of Pengerson is happy now. Yes, I hope he is happy now. Yes, because look, you don't cut gas. You don't do that. You don't try to shut a refinery. Refinery is not a light switch that you put on and off. When you shut it down because you deprive the refinery of one thing or another, it takes a process for it to start functioning in full capacity. While that process is going on, what happens to the people? I hope the national chairman of Pengerson is very happy now, and in fact, he should receive a chieftaincy title. I'm so angry with him.
When you make, Etoma, please, I love that. I love Etoma's energy this morning. When you make some kind of decisions, at the end of the day, this is how people suffer. I'm thinking of getting a bicycle, because now you think about it, how many Nigerians can now fill their car? No, Ibrahim, my bicycle idea, I will ride a bicycle into here because I don't have money for fuel at the end of the day.
Electric bicycle.
So when you make decisions, this is the collateral damage. The people get to suffer it. And that's why it hurts me when people do things without thinking about the people, because it's us that will suffer it.
Olamide, let us move on to before you get Pengerson again. Let's move on to the next one. The Blueprint newspaper. Pengerson will never do what that nonsense they did, in just recent times. Blueprint's newspaper says Shell invests $2 billion in Nigeria's OML 144 offshore gas development. And that's speaking to investors' confidence in people, thinking, yes, we have to invest in this economy. But because of our time, let's look at this human angle story on the front page of the Daily Times, saying Senate probes alleged Christian genocide, sets up ad hoc committee. So, that narrative coming from the US, I would not even say the lawyer saying this, because it's not even the lawyer alone. This is coming from US. And it any country. Push up a narrative, pursue the narrative, because when you have an economy that is growing, you are not allowed to steal people's natural resources, maybe by insecurity or all of that. Then you start pushing the narrative for you to invade that country. And that is why Senate and indeed reasonable people in the country are already talking, saying, no, it is not happening. But we have to set up a committee.
Absolutely. I think this really does tell us about the power of narrative and storytelling. However, I would say that whatever narrative the Global West is trying to push would not be possible or feasible if there weren't bodies on the ground,
That's right.
if there wasn't any bloodshed on the ground. So what are the statistics and data that we have on ground that are working against us as the West tries to put this narrative of a global, of a Christian genocide? I love a good ad hoc committee. You know, Godswill Akpabio did come out and he did say, we're going to send a delegation over there. Our people will talk to their people to quelch this narrative, to see what is really going on. But they would have nothing to build on if we didn't give that to them. I saw an interview yesterday, I'm not going to mention the media house, but it was very in-depth. You know, we had the controversial Reno Mokri, we had somebody from a data analyst, I believe, from America. And the facts, I have to say, guys, I'm pro-Nigeria, but the facts were really, I struggle to believe that there wasn't a Christian genocide going on. So that ad hoc committee will have to come with statistics, data, facts, and even future plans on how to avoid the killing that's going on.
Well, absolutely. You know, on the flip side of it, where you have people dominating certain area, maybe there is communal clash, there is tribal war, and all of that. People of certain faith will be affected because of the predominance. So all of this is not targeted at people are not being killed based on their religious
based on their region.
They are not region and Muslim or Christian before they kill you.
You understand? So it is either kidnapping, terrorism, you know.
But then again, we need to eradicate that in Nigeria so that nobody will have anything to say against us. So
absolutely. And I think they should also take care of the gun violence and the killings that
it's a 12-member committee
among themselves and other countries. You know
what I find very sad.
No place is calm.
You know what I find very sad is that I would rather, when these allegations came, I'd rather say have us say there is no killing going on in Nigeria at all, rather than everybody is getting killed regardless of creed or faith. It's a shame.
All right then. So Daily Independent says structural flaws, policy disarray seen undermining food security. So this is actually speaking to the fact that post-harvest losses, you know, all the structures that we need to put in place, infrastructure, roads, storage, and all of those things, farm implement, helping farmers and all of that, we need to ensure that they are in place. But guys, I'm happy, more than happy to bring the Sport on Live to you this morning.
Bring it to me. That's my prediction.
Bang, Osimhen. You know, that guy is so fantastic.
He's amazing.
Hat-trick.
He's amazing.
He's recovering from an injury.
Yesterday
when that happened, I had to go and Google what a hat-trick was. At first I was just like, hat-trick, I Googled it back to back like that. You know, the precision, the mental focus, the training it takes.
No, but when you talk about Osimhen, I've said it several times on this table, he's a fantastic player. Like, we need to be happy in Nigeria that we have somebody like that. And he plays with a lot of love for Nigeria. That's the most important thing. He's passionate on the field. And you can see how he did it. I told you people yesterday that we will win the match. I said, give me my trumpet because I said it. I said 3-0 and they gave me Jara. Yes, but I predicted. But I predicted
that Nigeria was going to win.
Ibrahim, wait, Nigerians are watching us. They watched us yesterday. I said Nigeria will win 3-0.
And they got 4.
They gave me Jara. That's the
Ria, I don't know why you're pushing this. There's no.
You know whether I have a game for me. You don't know.
She's pushing for lunch.
She didn't bet.
No, but well done to the Super Eagles. I am so proud.
I don't think there was any Nigerian that was hoping that Nigeria wouldn't win.
No, there were. There were some pessimists. Nigerians
that would say Nigeria will not win. But inside, they want. I mean, you are Nigerian.
However, Nigerians.
However, we are not out of the woods. We still have 3 matches.
I trust my boys.
Yeah, he's not who yet. So we just hope that this playoff is going to help us to play to the other side. Well, that's about it on newspapers that we revealed this morning. We believe that we've done justice in giving you the updates from those dailies. Coming up on TVC Breakfast, Governors Sanwo-Olu and Uzodinma advocate for constitutional recognition of traditional rulers. Stay with us for more insight after the break. Don't go anywhere.